Hello, everybody. Nice to see you. My name is Miguel Nebs, and I'm the editor-in-chief of EventMB. And this week, I will be doing a short recap of the things that we've been looking at EventMB during this week. So I'm not going to use any slides this week. I think it's just fun to talk through what we've really been focusing on. And the first thing I want to talk about is the story about Cisco acquiring Socio. Socio is one of the companies that we work with, one of our sponsors, and we're very happy for them. Cisco have acquired Socio, or have announced an intent to acquire Socio, and this goes along with also they acquired Slido a few months ago, or it actually completed at the beginning of May. So it's part of a bigger strategy of Cisco to have WebEx, Socio, and Slido as a hybrid-ready, powerhouse or tech stack that's all integrated. So really interesting to see. Congratulations to everybody involved, and I'm looking forward to see how that works with all the software together. So really interesting. Another thing we looked at this week was the Whoosh company down in Australia, led by Fab Capodicasa and David Cyrus, also from the marketing team there. They put together a thing they call the EventTech 800. Have a look on our website for that. It's really interesting. It actually is 832 different tech vendors that are operating in event technology. We knew that this was a large number, but kudos to them to really researching and putting that together. They made it into an infographic, so you can easily get an idea of all the different companies that are involved. So have a look at that also on the EventMB website. Everything that I'm talking about is listed below, so just click on there and go straight to the website to anything that you think is interesting. The one thing worth mentioning about that graphic is it also shows that the number of event tech vendors have grown by 4 times the amount in the last year alone. So pretty impressive stuff. Another thing that we covered this week was the Eventbrite earnings, and they've released some earnings. They're back in profitability, which is great. Things are looking better, and have a look at the article for the details. But it's always interesting to follow a public company like Eventbrite, and they're looking quite positively at the future, and they have grown for 3 quarters in a row. So it is looking good for Eventbrite. But have a look there if you're interested in details of earnings and those kind of things. Another article we looked at was a summary of test events happening in Europe. There's a number of events happening, a few happening in Liverpool recently. There are a number happening in Spain and also in the Netherlands. And that article just brought everything together so you could have a list of what's happening and the differences between the tests and the kind of hypotheses that are being studied, which I think is really interesting. The last thing I want to mention is an article we did about third-party event planners and the danger of the pandemic in terms of their contracts and how they're looking to change that and push back and create a situation where events are canceled, they don't lose all their income because a lot of their work or most of their work has been done by that point. So it seems a little unfair. Thank you to Magdalena Bodley and Leanne Calderwood for contributing to that article. Have a read of that, and I'd love to hear your opinion on that if that's something that interests you. So that's all I have this week. I hope you found that wrap up kind of interesting and a good way to introduce you to some of the topics that we've been working on. As always, everything's listed below, and head over to eventmb.com for all our latest content. Thanks. Have a great weekend, and hopefully see you again next week.